Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Yahweh Kakodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one only true name is Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, meaning coming in the name, Ba means coming in, Ha means the, Shah means name, Rakah meaning spirit, Kodash meaning holy. Double honors to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the elders and the apostles and bishops of Great Millstone who will well and teach well, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you, sincere brothers that are scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity, and shalom to you, sincere sisters that's listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. I am the brother Mashiach Razakah, and pretty much this lesson is titled as Revelation chapter 17 breakdown. This is going to be, I'm going to do a lot of videos going over the same breakdowns. It's always good to go over these breakdowns, like I said previously, so you won't forget them. So, we're about to go over them again. And Lord willing, this is edifying through the Spirit. And this is Revelation 17 and 1. So this is Revelation 17 and 1. And it says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I'll show thee to judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon the many waters. All right. And that great whore that sitteth upon the many waters. All right. The waters there is representing, the different nations. Okay. And when you go to the interliner and go to the Greek word of waters, it goes into G5204, which is Udor, right? Which we're going to get right now. Let's see if I can find it. Yep, there it is right there.
Strong's G5204. Udor.
It says water in rivers, in fountains and pools, of water of the deluge, of water in many, of water in any of the earth's respiratories, Salakia. And it says of water as the primary element, out of or through which the world that was before the deluge arose and was compact. It says of the waves of the sea. It says fig used of many peoples. And that's the correct one there. It says used of many peoples. Okay, which the different waters represents the different nations, right? And that Greek word for waters is G5204, which is Udor, which means used of many people. Okay, and that whore, which we're going to get to right now, it says, read from the top, Revelation 17:1, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon the many waters. And when it talks about that whore, okay, that whore, she's able to lie and put many people into delusion, which that whore is America, okay, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, that's that whore there. Revelation 17:2, and it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Okay, and it says, and the inhabitants of the earth have it says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay, and the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. This is referring to the different philosophies, okay, and the false religions. So there's a great judgment coming behind it. Okay, and we're going to go to Revelation 18, and we're going to start at verse 4. Okay, we're going to start at verse 4. Revelation 18:4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, so when it says my people, it says that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, because there's going to be a voice on them chariots, speaking in the Hebrew, calling up the elect. So we don't want to be destroyed with this whore. Okay, we don't want to be destroyed with this whore because the main plague is going to be those nuclear missiles. So America is going to be destroyed. So we don't want to be caught lying down with that whore. Okay, and that whore is America. And this is Revelation 18:5, and it says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities." So you have oppressed the Lord's people and swept it under the rug, but the Lord hasn't forgotten that. You have committed a bloodshed, rape, rob, murder, right? So you're going to get that double, because that's what verse 6 is talking about, right? Let's get it right now. Revelation 18:6, it says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works in the cup which she have filled to her double," right? So all of the destruction, all of the sorrow, all of the pain, you're going to get that double in this place. All right, Esau, Edom, you guys are going to get it double. Okay, you're going to get that double. Revelations 18:7, and it says, "How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow." And that's the mind of these Edomites, all right? That's the mind of these Edomites here, all right? That's ruling over this place. That's why, they basically feel they can do whatever they want. They forget that the Most High sees everything. The Lord sees everything. He has not forgotten it. Okay, they think everything is good, but it's not. Revelation 18:8, and it says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day," right? It says, "Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is in the Lord power who judgeth her," right? So it's only going to take one day for this place to be destroyed. People are going to think everything is good, but in one day, this place is going to be destroyed. All right, it took this place, it took this place 200 years to be built up. The way we established it, man. We built this place up from the ground up. All right, blood, sweat, and tears. The Israelites. All right, so she's going to be judged. This whore is going to be judged. But the Israelites, we built this place up from the ground up. Blood, sweat, and tears, man. The children of Israel. All right, the only reason why America is great is because of us. We built this place up from the ground up. Blood, sweat, and tears, man. Okay, so this whore, she's going to be judged. That's what's going to happen. This whore is about to be judged, man. But it's only going to take one day for this place to be destroyed. And this is Revelation 18 and verse 9. It says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her." It says, "And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning." Right? Because, right now, these different nations, they're in these businesses with America. Okay, they're in bed with the whore. But it's gonna come to a time when they're gonna cry, because ain't gonna be no more buying their goods, nor they're gonna be able to support their system. All right, because the majority of the world's currency is wrapped up in America's currency. Okay, but once this place begins to fall, people ain't gonna be able to buy their goods. They're gonna be bewailing. They're gonna be bewailing. Okay, they're gonna be bewailing, and it says, "And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning." All right, they're not going to be crying because of the people, that are. They're not going to be crying because the people that are destroyed. They're going to be crying because they're not going to be able to get no more money. That's what's going to happen, man. Okay, they're going to be in wailing because they ain't going to be able to get no more money, man. All right, right now America is built off the same currency, so they live in what scriptures say, richly in their delicacies, right? This is Revelation 18:10. It says, "Standing afar off for her fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come." 1 hour. All right, 1 hour. So in 1 hour, this whole place is going to be destroyed. One day and in 1 hour, man. It ain't gonna take long for America to be destroyed. It only take 1 day and 1 hour for this place to be destroyed, man. Okay? And this is why, again, man, this is why we want to pray that we are the elect. Just thinking about that, because it's only going to take one day and 1 hour for America to be destroyed. It's not going to take forever. It's not, Revelation 17:3. It says, so he carried away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet covered beast. And who's that woman that sits upon a scarlet covered beast? That's talking about the NATO, okay, which is known as the EEC, which is the European Economic Community, okay, which is now known as the EU, the European Union, which was funded in, I think it's 1949. Yeah, 1949. All right. It was the EEC was established in 1949. All right. So they now known as the EU. Okay, which is the European Union. Okay. So that's that scarlet covered beast, which is the NATO, which is the modern day Roman Empire today. That's the Roman Empire. It says, I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet covered beast, and that's talking about the NATO, okay, the EU, which is the modern day Roman Empire. All right, and full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, right? And the 7 heads, that's representing the 7 rulerships of the Edomites, all right, which is the Greeks, the British, right, Germania Minor, the Spanish, the French, the Romans, Germania Major. And then you have, it says, and 10 horns. And the 10 horns represents the 10 European nations, which is France, West Germany, Italy, I think it's Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Denmark, Greece, Ireland, and England. Okay, those are the 10 horns there. Okay. So you got the 7 heads, which represents the 7 rulerships of the Edomites, and you got the 10 horns, which represents the 10 European nations, which I just named. Okay, and in verse 4, this is Revelation. This is Revelation 17 and verse 4, and it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colored, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication, right? So she was appealing to these different nations, economically and militarily, spiritually, right? And philosophically, so she was appealing to these different nations, right? And that golden cup, that's what this place is all about. That's what this place is about, the golden cup. Okay, because the scriptures mention that too. It says, I think it's in Jeremiah 50 or 51, where it talks about Babylon being that golden cup, right? I think it's in Jeremiah 50 or 51, Salakia. It's one of those two. Can't think of it right now, but I think it's in Jeremiah 51, I think. If not 51, it's 50, but I think it's 51. It talks about Babylon being that golden cup, right? And that's what this place is about. This is Revelation 17 and 5, and it says, upon her forehead was a name written. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, right? The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, right? And why is it a mystery? Because it wasn't known then. Okay, that's why during this time it wasn't known then. That's why it was a mystery. America didn't exist during the time of ancient Babylonians. Okay, America was a mystery for a long time, but now it's not a mystery, because now that it's been revealed, okay, it's been revealed. So America is no longer that mystery, and that's what that's talking about. It's that mystery there is referring to America, which is Babylon the Great, but it's no longer a mystery. And we got a precept. This is First Thessalonians. Salakia. 2 Thessalonians. I think it's 2 and 3. Yeah, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. And it says, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, it says, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled. It says, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Yahushua is at hand. All right, and that man of sin that's being revealed, the son of perdition, is Esau. Okay, that's who that's referring to right there, because it's going to say that right now, coming down to verse 3. And it says, let no man deceive you, right, by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, that the revealed the son of perdition. And that's what that's going into in verse 3. Okay, that perdition there, which that perdition is referring to Esau. Okay, that's that perdition that's being revealed. Okay, and it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and that man of sin that's being revealed, the son of perdition, is Esau. Okay, that's what that's talking about there. All right, okay, and it says, go back to Revelation 17. And Shalakia. Revelation 17 and is that verse 6? I think I started at verse 6. Revelation 17 and 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, right? And the saints are the Israelites, and with the blood of the marriage of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, and wondered with great admiration. All right. And when it talks about that great admiration, I read again. It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, right? And it says, and with the blood of the marriage of Yahushai. When I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. All right, so that's talking about the Israelites there. All right, it says that's what that's talking about. It says, and I saw the woman. It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. The saints are the Israelites. And it says, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, because John was seeing a vision there. Okay, so that's why he was saying, I wondered with great admiration. Okay, so that's what that's talking about there. All right, he was having a vision. This is Revelation 17 and 7. It says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and 10 horns. Verse 8, it says, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Okay, it says, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth, shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Okay, so it says the beast that thou sawest was and was not, right? It says the beast that was and was not, because that beast, he saw it was in power at one time, which was mainly during the Roman Empire. That was their strength. But the Roman Empire fell, but then she's going to come back into power. Okay, she's going to come back into power. And at this time, it wasn't just to be one nation here or two nations there, right? It was going to be combined. All right, so all these different Edomite nations combined, including their rulerships. Okay, so that's what that is going to there. And it says, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, right? And that place, the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay, that place is a bottomless pit. They don't have no real strong resources in that area. So she came out of there, right, in the late 1300s, right? So Esau started creeping in there, getting powerful, and he really gained power after 1492. Okay, and it says, and they, and it says, and they, and they that, it says, and they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Because the ones that's going to wander is the Israelites, all right, that are not saved, the 2/3. All right, they're the ones that are not saved, which are the 2/3. Why? Because the Lord, he ain't have you, slotted for salvation. The elect names are written in the book of life before any of this was even made. So the Lord already have had this already established. And this is why I keep saying in general, I'm just gonna say this, we're gonna get back to this, but this is why I say brothers gotta hope we gotta hope we already elect, because the Lord already has each and every one of us individually in our lots set up to either be of the elect or to be a 2/3. Okay, the Lord already has it set up. All right, so you could be an individual not slotted for salvation. You could be a 2/3. And this is why I say, man, I just wanted to say that, man. This is why we are hoping to be of that elect. Okay? This is why we are hoping to be that elect. We are hoping, because you don't want to be an individual not written in the book of life. That means that you're not slotted for salvation. You're not of the elect. I just wanted to say that because, man, we got to hope that we are the elect. I'll read that again. It says, I read from the top. It says, and they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. It says, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is, right? Because that one that's gonna wander is the Israelites that are not saved, the 2/3. Okay? Because they're gonna be, ain't gonna be slaughtered for salvation. Only the elect is. All right, the elect is going to be the ones that slaughtered for salvation. And it was already set who was going to be saved and who wasn't going to be saved. And that's why I say, man, we're hoping to be the elect. And that's why we're giving diligence to make our calling and election sure, so we don't belong to this world, so we don't be judged. All right, and that's why I said before, man, at the end of all of this, you individually as an individual, you better hope that you're the elect. Because I just got to say that, man, you better hope you're the elect. Because you could think you're of the elect, and you could be a 2/3, man. This is why we are really, working out our salvation and hoping to be of that number. I just had to say that. But Salakia, but let's get back to the main point. This is John 17:9. John 17:9. And it says, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. You see that? So Yahweh Shai, he prayed for the elect. Those are the ones who the Lord Yahweh Shai gave his son. Verse 11. Let's go down to verse 11. And it says, and now I am no more. It says, now I am no more. It says, now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me. It says that they may be one as we are. So we're in the world, we're in this world, but we're not of this world. All right. So yes, we are in this world, but we're not of this world. Okay, we're not of it. We're in this world, but we're not of this world, man. Okay. This is Revelation 17:9. Let's get it. It's Revelation 17:9, and it says, and here is the mind which have wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth on. Right. So it says, I'll read it for him again. It says in here, right? It says in here is the mind which have wisdom. All right. The Lord is using the angel to break it down to John. All right. What is this breaking down to, and what does it mean? All right. Even John couldn't understand. He didn't understand what was being said here. But the Lord was using the angel to break it down to John, right? What this was meaning. He didn't understand, right? And it says the 7 heads are 7 mountains. Now, mountains is a representation of government. So these 7, they have a representation of 7 mountains or 7 major governments among the European nations. Okay, and it says on the woman that sitteth, right? They're carrying America. So that's that woman that sitteth. They're carrying America. And it says, Revelation 17:10, it says, and there are 7 kings. It says 5 are fallen, right? And 1 is. And the other is not yet come. It says, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space, right? So the 5 that were fallen were the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, Germania Major, and Germania Minor. Those were the 5 that fell, right? And it says, and 1 is, all right? And 1 is, because at that time when John had the vision, it was the Roman Empire that was ruling. And the other, it says, and the other has not yet come, right? This is talking about the British Empire, all right? And when continuing, it says, and when he cometh, right? And when he cometh, he must continue a short space, all right? They did, because from there, that's where America copulated from them, right? And this is why they were able to so-called break away physically, right? Because roughly paraphrasing, Britain is the mother of America, right? But behind the scenes, English is still running, running things behind the scenes, because Britain, paraphrasing, Britain is the mother of America, which America is the eighth head that come out amongst the seven heads. All right, which one of the seven heads is Great Britain, which America comes out of. Okay, and we're going to read that later in this video. I might add a second part to this because it's pretty long. But this is Revelations. It says, come, and I read it from the top. It says, and there are seven kings, five that are fallen, right? And one is, and the other is not yet. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Verse 11. And it says, and there are seven kings, right? Oh, it's actually verse 11, Revelation 17:11. It says, and the beast that was and is not, right? And the beast that was and is not, which is America. It says, even he is the eighth, right? And I just said that. Great Britain is the mother of America, which Britain is amongst the seven heads, which America is that eighth head that comes out among the seven. All right. And that's what this is getting into right here. It says, even he is the eighth and is of the seventh. You see that? And goeth into perdition. Right. So it says, even he is the eighth and is of the seventh. Right. Because America was the eighth head that came from among the seven. Right. Which we're going to get in Daniel 7 and 8. Right. Daniel 7 and 8. It says, I considered the horns, right? It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, which that little horn is America. That's that little horn, okay? That little horn, that's America, right? It says, and I considered the horns, and behold, the one came up among another little horn, right? That was America that came out of that European Union, right? It says, before whom there were three of the horns plucked up by the roots. And the three horns plucked up by the roots, that was the French, the Spanish, and the British, all right? Who were the ones who colonized, this part of the world. And America took them out. America pretty much took them out, took them out of here. So you had the Spanish-American War, you had the French-American War, and then you had the War of Independence, okay? And it says, and behold, in this horn, it says, behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things, speaking great things, okay? Which is, it represents the wisdom, okay? And then when it says, and the mouth speaking great things, the mouth is speaking great things is the blasphemy of Esau and his military might, because they believe that they can't fall and that nobody is going to be able to take them down. They believe America is just so great, but America is not great. Okay, so that's pretty much that mouth speaking great words. That's going into them bragging about their military might. Okay, that's pretty much what's going on there. All right, and this is Revelation 17, and go down to verse 12. This is Revelation 17 and 12, and it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. All right, it was 10 empires that were going to rise up. All right, that were going to be ruled by the 10 kings. All right, and a king doesn't necessarily represent an actual king. It represents a leader, because all of these, different nations have leaders over them, which pretty much always have. Okay. And it says, which have received no kingdom as yet. It says, but receive power as the king's hour with the beast. All right. And that was a representation of when they came into power. All right. That's pretty much what that's talking about when they came into power. And it says, but yet receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. And 1 hour with the Most High is about roughly about 42 years, a little or less than 42 years, right? And that time was in 1994 or 1998. I'm slacking, somewhere around there. It says, but receive power as king's hour with the beast. Okay. So that's pretty much that's going into Revelations 17:13. It says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Right? It says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength so like your power and strength onto the beast. It says these have one mind, right? Because they were pushing what? The New World Order, right? That's what they were pushing at that time. That's what they were pushing, right? It says, and shall give the power and strength onto the beast, because eventually they're gonna all come together as one. All right, they're gonna put their differences aside, and then they're gonna focus on the main problem, which is America, right? And that goes into Jeremiah 50:3, where it talks about both man and beast. It's talking about America and its allies, and they're all turning against each other, and they're all going to turn against America. And that's prophecy, because that's mentioned in Jeremiah 50:3. Okay, Jeremiah 50:3. That talks about that there. Okay. It's Revelation 17:14, right? And it says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and kings of kings, and they that are with him, they are with him are called and chosen and are faithful. So these nations, they're going to try to make war with Yahweh Shai. They're going to try to do that. Verse 15, it says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Right. See, it says multitudes and nations and tongues. Right. Multitude, nations and tongues. Verse 16, and it says, Revelation, Salakia. Revelations, I'll read it again. Revelation 17:15. Yeah, Revelation 17:15. I'll read that again. Salakia. And it says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And I got a precept too, because I was thinking and I wanted to get it out, but I was thinking if I should get it out or not. But we'll just get it. Salakia. It's Revelation 16 and start at verse 14. And it says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the world and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the power Almighty. Right. Verse 16. Let's skip down to verse 16. Revelation 16:16, and it says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, right? And Esau calls it World War III, but the scriptures calls it Armageddon, right? Which is the final war. Okay. Now let's go back to Revelation 17:5, because that's where I was thinking of, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to get that out or not. Okay. This is Revelations 17:5. So Salakia. I was like, should I get that out of my head? So Salakia. This is Revelation 17:5. It says, he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth. Right? And it says, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16. Now let's get it. And it says, Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou saw upon the beast, it says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? That's powerful there. Okay. And it says, I read again. It says, in the 10, I read again from the top, so like it. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. All right, these shall hate the whore. Why? Because they puffed up at these nations. All right, they're puffed up at these nations, even their own ally. But the allies are going to turn against, this whore. The allies are going to turn against America, turn against that whore again, which I mentioned. If you go to Jeremiah 5, let me get that real quick. Jeremiah 50, just that's the spirit just thinking about it. Jeremiah 50 and 3. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which that nation that cometh from the north, that's talking about Russia. It says, which shall make her land desolate. How is it going to be desolate? Thermonuclear destruction, right? And it says, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And that's talking about America and their allies. They're gonna turn against America. Okay, they're puffed. They're puffed at these nations, right? And these nations, they're gonna turn against her. Okay, they're all gonna turn against each other. Her own allies are gonna turn against her. Okay, let's go back to that Revelation. Revelation 17 and where's that verse 16, right? Revelation 16. And it says, and shall make her desolate and naked, right? Desolate and naked, right? It shall make her desolate and naked, right? And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Because they're going to shoot, their missiles at America, right? The scriptures say in I think about Second Esdras. I think it's the 6th chapter, the 16th chapter. I can't really think. I think it's Jeremiah. I think it's Second Esdras 16 and 6, or Second Esdras 16 and 6, or Second Esdras 6 and 13, or 13 and 6. One of those precepts where it talks about the arrow shall hit and they shall not miss. Okay, where it talks about the arrow shall hit and shall not miss. I was thinking about that right there too, right? They're gonna shoot at America. China and Russia, these different nations, all right, that are allies with Russia and China, that's going to shoot, their missiles. Okay, and they're gonna shoot their missiles at America. But the Lord, He put it there in their minds to do that, because the Lord is the one that's setting that up. All right, and I'm gonna get that out too. All right, I want to get that precept out. This is I think it's Second Esdras. Let me see. Arrows shall not miss. Salakia. Shall not miss. I think it's 16:13. Listen to this. It says, is it this? Let me see. Yep. This is Second Esdras 16:13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. It says, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to shoot into the ends of the world. And that's talking about the thermonuclear missiles. All right. The Russia and China, they're going to shoot their missiles, but the Lord is going to put it in their minds to do that. Right? This is why, again, we tell you people, you don't have your own free will, because the Lord is the one that set it up. He downloaded it into our spirits to do the things that we do. And these heathen nations, the Lord is using them, mainly Esau, to fulfill prophecy. Okay? And Esau is fulfilling prophecy. Revelation 17:17, for the Most High have put their hearts to fulfill His will. Right? See? So the Lord does that. The Lord does that. All right? It says, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. So this is the ultimate. This is, the ultimate. For the words of the Most High to be fulfilled. Okay, and this is going to happen because the Lord is the one that's setting this whole thing up, right? And it says, and the woman which thou sawest, that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And it says, which thou sawest is the great city. So this great whore that set upon all these people is that great city, right? Which which it says, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. This is talking about America. Okay, when it says which reigneth over the kings of the earth, that's talking about America. So I thought I was gonna probably have to do another part, but Lord made it that I didn't. Salakia for the staggering and stuff. I was thinking, cause I had that Revelation 16:6, and I was like, should I get it out? So I was thinking. So that's why I was kept reading over again and stuff. So, but Salakia though. All right, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This is Revelation 17 chapter breakdown. I pray it's edifying. I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bashem Kakodash. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. Double honors to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will well and teach well. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And on to the next one. Till next time, I say, Shalom.